Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. With tomorrow being the reveal for Black Ops 4, we need to talk about something. The past couple years for Call of Duty has been interesting. We were all disappointed with Infinite Warfare because it was a space Call of Duty with jetpacks and all this stuff, and we thought World War II would just be the saving grace for Call of Duty, finally back to boots on the ground, back to what Call of Duty actually is. Once it was released, people didn't like it. People didn't like it at all for some reason or another, and now Treyarch is here. It's their turn to take Call of Duty back. Call of Duty is saved because Treyarch is just the best development team ever, and this is going to be the best Call of Duty ever. No. Sorry to burst your bubble and bring you back to the real world. Treyarch is a development team with people on them, and people make mistakes, and especially when they're developing for a community that is as toxic and as confused as the Call of Duty community. For everything that you love in a Call of Duty, somebody hates that exact same thing. If you love advanced movement, somebody hates advanced movement. If you hate advanced movement, somebody loves advanced movement. If you love footsteps, somebody hates footsteps in the game. If you love specialists, somebody else hates specialists. And with every little dynamic of Call of Duty, there is probably somebody who loves it and somebody who hates it. Because of this, there is no such thing as the best Call of Duty. And getting excited over the next Call of Duty because it's a Treyarch Call of Duty, it's going to be the best Call of Duty ever, is short-sighted. There are a couple things that I think about with Treyarch that really jumps to the forefront of my brain when thinking about a Call of Duty they're developing. And so today I want to talk about what we expect and setting our expectations appropriately for Black Ops 4. The first thing that I really expect, the first thing that I really think of when I think a Treyarch game is their map design. And when I say map design, I mean their literal one singular map design. Ever since Black Ops 2, well, with Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, they have a spawn area, 3 lanes, and another spawn area. There's not a lot of cover, and what cover there is, it's all pretty much head glitches. So it's a head glitch versus head glitch, small, arena style, more competitively focused Call of Duty map. There's not a lot of verticality, there's not a lot of half cover, there's not a lot of flanking routes or ways to think strategically about the map. It's really just a center lane, 2 quote flank routes, just 2 side routes. They're not flank routes if everybody uses them. 2 side routes and a whole lot of spawn flipping and spawn trapping. That's basically every single Black Ops 3 map and every single Black Ops 2 map. Now the next thing, on a lighter note that I think about Treyarch developing a game for, and that's going to be the weapon balance. They have a really good kind of base fundamental of weapon balance. I mean, I know Black Ops 3 is weird and Infinite War, the newer Call of Duties are weird because we're getting introduced to more weapons post-launch and everything, but for the base weapons, Treyarch has a good understanding of what makes weapons balanced. For the most part, there's always tweaking that needs to be had, but there's always like a slower fire rate, higher damage weapon, a fast fire rate, low damage weapon with not a lot of recoil and all that stuff. They have a decent weapon balancing experience. But that leads me to the third thing that I think of Treyarch games, and that is the sound design, because their sound design is, we'll say, unique. The guns, to me, with Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, just sound very plasticky, and they don't sound very good. They don't have a good, like, punch or a good crunch to them. I look at Call of Duty Ghosts and Modern Warfare 3 for good weapon sounds. I really like the weapon sounds in Call of Duty Ghosts. I know I'm a Call of Duty Ghosts fanboy and whatnot, but I truly do like how bassy and heavy the guns sound. With Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, they all just sound like kind of toy guns. Especially the reload sounds. The reloading always just sounds like a cheap plastic, and I don't quite like that. But more important than just gun sounds, it's kind of just a side thing that doesn't really matter. The more important thing, in my opinion, is the footsteps. Treyarch has bad footsteps, and bad footstep perks as well. Black Ops 2, if you ran Dead Silence and Awareness, you still could hardly hear footsteps. It's ridiculous. It was laughable. And Black Ops 3 was a bit better, of course, but still you were floating around with these jetpacks on and it was hard to hear people. And if you're somebody who likes to kind of think strategically and be able to use the sound in a game to outthink and outmaneuver your enemies, you can't do that with Treyarch titles. And for as much as people want to downplay the footsteps, it's a large part in many, if not most, other first-person shooters. This fourth thing, I can't really put a word with it. I can't really put a lot of good words with it, but I want to say that Treyarch innovates, but that's not it. That's not just the bottom line, because they don't just innovate to innovate. It's how they innovate. Even if it's not something huge or something monumental or even something positive, I'll say, they always implement their innovation in a cohesive way. That's probably the word I would use. It's going to be cohesive. In Black Ops 2, the Pick 10 system, it was innovative, but it was also very cohesive. It brought the entire game together. With Black Ops 3, the Specialist system, which I thought was bad, it was innovation and it was cohesive with the entire multiplayer game mode. Whatever innovation, whatever change, whatever new thing that Treyarch does to the Call of Duty formula, it is going to be the base of their game. It's going to be completely in the DNA of what makes up Black Ops 4. What that is, we don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Oh, and I almost forgot. We'll throw this here on a fifth thing. The fifth thing that always is really consistent with Treyarch is bad netcode and bad hit detection. But as for today, that's all I've got time for you guys today. We could sit here, we could speculate, we could talk for so long, but that's just where I'll leave it. We will wait with eagerness, with trepidation, just waiting for what Treyarch holds in store for us tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next absolutely beautiful Call of Duty morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.